Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where last episode we got into a war that didn't really affect us all that much, but what it did do is make our board of directors sit up and say, hey, maybe we should be worried about being invaded. And we should be. We absolutely should be worried about that. We can move our construction ship up here. There's not a lot we can really do about that right now. We'll bump this up to fast speed, and we are negative on consumer goods and food. Those are things that we certainly do want to work on. But we're also definitely continuing to work on our fleets here. So our naval cap is better. It's not exactly good, but it is better. We did lose a scientist. Is that scientist actually important? I'm not convinced that they are. Oh, it was from the cache reconnoiter? Okay, they were assisting research here. So it doesn't really matter what scientist we go for that. We'll just assist research. Cool. So that's fine. We do have this fleet here, or rather this science ship here that's still being worked on, and we have a lot of territory up this way to take still. But we certainly do want to continue to work through... Okay, they revoked their guarantee. Not shocked about that. We do need to work up our military. No doubt about that. What are we researching right now? Cruisers. Okay, fair enough. Research complexes and faculty of Archaea studies. Okay, sure. That'll be fine for now. We require a good amount more influence, and our naval cap is helping that. Our power projection is currently at half of its overall amount. So we do need to increase our naval cap further. I want to check in on our fleets for the moment. So we're still working on building destroyers. We have 3 more to go. Okay. Let's queue up a single corvette, and we'll get a 4th fleet going. Yes, it's going to be a bit problematic for our naval cap for right now, but that is a fixable problem.
Actualized.
After an extensive search of the seabed on Soyuz 3A using a small fleet of mini-submarines, the crew of the Cache Probe finally managed to corner the elusive target of their search, a live Tarblack. The shimmering creature, which defends itself by emitting faint psionic signals that produce a sense of dread in most organics, was brought aboard the science ship in a special water tank simulating its natural environment. The crew members on the Cache Probe that came into direct contact with the Tarblack will require extensive therapy, but the mission has been a success. Cool. And all the specimens have been secured. The museum has grown to a massive facility where artificial gravity generators and atmospheric processors are used to simulate the environments of over a dozen worlds. Visitors from all across the Atreides Interstellar Construction Company are journeying to see its wonders. Cool, so we gained 40 influence out of that. Beautiful. As well as other things. Yeah, that's really nice. We will accept this embassy. Cool. So that corvette will be done soon. We're at 88 right now for our naval cap.
Research
Naval coverage
actualized.
is definitely needing to come up. And there's research complexes finishing, so that's good. From here, we'll go for advanced research complexes. We definitely need to work on our tech. There's no doubt about that one. We've got this colony here. This is low gravity. For now, we're not going to specialize it. We're just going to put in a corporate culture site. That'll do for the moment. Our capital, we should definitely upgrade this research complex on our capital. We also have this industrial world. What other buildings do we need on this industrial world? Well, we could build a second moat harvesting trap. That makes sense to me. On this mining world... Is this really a mining world? I mean, we've got this crystal mine. From here, we could largely pivot this over into being a tech world, though, if we really wanted to. And I think for now, we're just going to put in a city district and call it good. The Cache build, of course, can begin its construction of a starbase in Kurgaros. We want to make our way over to Gossamer. There's an Arctic world over there that I'd like to settle. So we'll get that underway. And we're definitely
Colonial
pivoting our
enterprise
research at this
established.
point into being a little bit more military. That's for sure. There's this colony here. We definitely need a city district and a gene clinic here. We'll put in a... We'll put in a corporate culture site here, and then we'll put in eventually...
Upscaling complete.
a posthumous employment center. So that'll be the way to go there. And we'll build our research station in Kurgaros. Cool. Now, the Cache Probe is not currently doing anything, and that's because its leader died. So we wanted to... It doesn't really matter what leader we have in the Cache Probe right now. We wanted to head over to Dongar and research Left Behind. That was the idea. That's a long ways out, and that's understood. Cool. So we're working our way through reconstructing our engineering
Incoming
research here and our other researches over here. This research agreement is absolutely beneficial for us, so we will accept that. Yes, that does cost us some influence, but we will happily accept aid on our research. We are behind on that. So that'll be okay.
Upscaling
We'll work our way
complete.
back through it. And we're done in Kurgaros. We'll now grab Kibben. We're at 26 influence, but that's fine. Once we make our way down here, we'll get Pullbank here
Research
finished up.
actualized.
And then we'll want to head probably up over this direction, towards like Ilix. It'll take a long time to get there. But we do need to finish settling this area. So that'll be fine. We need a new technology for our society research. We could definitely get additional naval cap here, and there's a fire that was lit under the butts of the board of directors, so they're very interested in getting that done. This agro world needs a job, and we do need more food production, so I'm going to build a pair of agriculture districts here. On our mining world here, this isn't really a mining world. We were going to pivot this over into being a research world. Plus 1,000. They turn consumer goods into research points. There's only one that we can build in the entire empire. So we want to save this until we are on our relic world, which is up over here. That'll be the goal there. So we'll build that on the relic world. We can only have one. In which case, we should certainly put in a research lab here. Cool. So with that underway, we're going to eventually get to advanced research complexes. 35 months on those. Technologically, we're probably behind. Yes, we're comparing ourselves to the Pictlings, but what if we compared to, say, these guys? They're superior, and these guys equivalent. Okay, so the Pictlings are a good comparison, I feel like. I mean,
Upscaling
we're
complete.
wildly behind the Fallen Empires, of course. But no shockers there. We're going to grab Kibben's mining and research stations, and then we'll head over into Gossamer. Hopefully by the time we are done with this, we'll be ready for that. This is an alpine world that we can also settle out over here. So getting these worlds settled is going to be very, very beneficial for us. So I think Gossamer, Hasela, and then Maskell, and then we'll grab these three later on, would be the idea. Now, we do have a lack of trade value being grabbed. That said, patrolling it will be interesting. The galactic market has been established in the Prosnac system. Sad that we didn't get it, but I'm not shocked considering we had no influence to put into promoting Nightbirth. So, it is what it is. That said, we could maybe conquer it. We don't have that much for conquest ambitions, but conquering the galactic market might be something that we go for. We'll think about that. That's a long ways off. Getting this trade under control is definitely going to be beneficial for us, but there's not that much trade out there. We're at 4 out of 9 star bases. We could certainly
Upscaling
collect
complete.
some trade with star bases. Out of curiosity, if we built in Kornagi, it connects up to Wu-Wei over here, which is slightly awkward. It does not connect to Yutan. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'd be missing the trade in Delcor. Okay. However, 1, 2, 3. Alternatively, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we wouldn't make it out over here. We wouldn't make it out here either. So we really should consider moving it over to like Yutan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no trade over here to be grabbed at this moment. So that would grab Tiamat, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It would grab Delcor eventually, as well as getting us some coverage up over here potentially. Would that reach Dongar? I feel like that's a really long ways. 1, 2, 3, probably because of Zoltan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, even if Zoltan wasn't there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we wouldn't reach Dongar. Either way we slice it. But I still feel like a trade station in Yutan does make sense. Now, this is not going to grab until we fully upgraded it, right? That's going to take some time. We do want to build our starbase in Gossamer. So we'll get that underway,
Research
and then we'll start
actualized.
getting Gossamer 3 set up. So there's cruisers good to go. Algate Insights, Alloy Megaforges, Engineering Research from Researchers. That's 107 months out. I feel like that's so long out that it's not really worth doing at this moment. Alloy Megaforges are relatively cheap. Let's grab that for now. Okay, so we now have access to cruisers, and that of course means that we've got the Scrupulous Swarm here. We wanted... This destroyer did not move in correctly. Hang on, something is wrong here. It put in an extra Corvette here. That's what happened. Okay, so I want to transfer ships to a new fleet. We want to move out one Corvette, like so. We move these together. There we go. And now we've got the Vigilant Swarm. And new ships, of course. The phenomenally named fleet there. New ships. I love it. We can put in 2 Corvettes, and then we can bump this up to 6 destroyers, like that. And that seems reasonable for right now. So we can do the same thing here. We can put in these cruisers. Now, the cruisers are set up as auto best right now, and we'll want to change that. But we'll put in 2 cruisers, 6 destroyers. And then here, of course, we're going to need to take this up to 20, add in destroyers and cruisers. And this would be 6 and 2 cruisers. Okay. So let's design ourselves a cruiser real quick here. I think broadside is reasonably fine. We'll go broadside all the way across, and our weapons are so terrible. Okay. We'll do something along the lines of an even split between lasers and guns here. And I just prefer to have these set up in a slightly more defined situation there. There we go. We'll put in reactor, booster, and we can't quite afford an afterburner. We could put in a second reactor booster. I guess it's okay. So we'll save that, and I do not want to auto-upgrade it. Cool. Okay. So that's fine for now. We definitely need to work on our weapons research. It's been a bit. We're going to reinforce our ships here. That's going to bring our naval cap way out of whack, right? No shockers then. A routine ecological study of our colony on Ethos Prime has stumbled upon a strange fungal life form. The science team reports that the surface of the mycelium is shimmering and colorful, but what was most intriguing to them was the fact that separate clusters were seemingly communicating with one another whenever something occurred within a wide radius. Furthermore, the biology of the organism appears to be clearly alien to the ecosystem of the colony. Puzzled, the local science team has requested a specialized support, as we might be dealing with a sentient species. We can dispose of them and gain food and influence. Or we can take a closer look. Well, in theory, we can always dispose of them later. For now, we're going to take the closer look. If they are sentient, then we can use them and put them to work. So we're going to take a closer look there. Those sound like potential employees. So, where did that actually happen? Is that not a special project? I guess not. Interesting. So, mercantile here, we could definitely get an additional trade value from clerks. That seems pretty decent. Yeah, we'll take that. Additional trade value would be nice. Now, are there any policies that we can, or rather, any edicts that we can really do here? Not really at this moment. I mean, we could run a recycling campaign. That's decent. That'll help cut into our consumer goods crisis. Otherwise, I was hoping to see, like, an agricultural subsidies, but nope, nothing there. Okay. So for now, we'll cut into our consumer goods consumption. And we'll just continue to build up our ships. We have concerning reports coming from Ethos Prime. Upon further examination, it seems that the alien fungus we found is emitting a signal towards a location in the galaxy that we were unable to pinpoint so far. Telemetry and security analysis indicate that it is completely possible for the mycelium to be some kind of advanced spying organism. However, it is worth noting that this organism is old. There's a fair chance that whoever engineered these spying mushrooms is not around anymore. But if they are, it might not be best to poke the sleeping predator. So we could either destroy them for 40 influence, or we can say we need to know more for 1300 society research. For the moment, I'm going to take the society research. We'll keep looking into it. Okay, so our construction ships are currently chilling. We definitely need to build mining stations in Gossamer, and we'll colonize here with the Karelians. Beautiful.
Special project actualized.
Those guys are cloning our system, or rather claiming our system. Very rude. It's a gaggle of wayward drones, of course. Initial disappointment was swept away by the drones' erroneous IFF classification of us. They think we're a race affiliated with their long-dead masters. They seem very excited, if old AI constructs can be excited, to see us. Unfortunately, the drones again lapsed into inactivity shortly after, and we've been unable to resuscitate them. Take them apart, for that matter. Well, we'll keep an eye on that situation. The Cash Probe is not doing anything at this moment. And I want to take that over to, like, Cosmalian Prime. No, we're already there. One of our other worlds that we're going to have be a tech world. That one is a tech world. Tiamat Prime was going to be the other tech world. Okay, so we'll head on over to Tiamat Prime, and we will assist research there. Cool. So that's looking decent for now. Pangalactic Recycling Initiatives has passed. Okay. Probably should have looked at that, but that's fine. I always forget to check these. Careful analysis of the mycelium and the signals showed that it was likely part of a network of similar organisms, possibly spanning across the galaxy as a whole, and maybe beyond. While we don't know much, we discovered that as part of the network, this mycelium was also receiving signals from other places. Considering several factors, including the volume of data transferred, we do not think that the network is still in use. The fact that it is still partially active indicates that it's probably just dormant and not destroyed. So, Fungal Study, Society Research on Ethos Prime. Okay. Where's that actually at? I'm not seeing a modifier here. Is that Empire-wide? No. Interesting. The modifier doesn't appear to have shown up. And with that being the case, I'm probably not going to remember that this should be a science world. So that's exciting. Maybe it's bugged? I don't know. Strange. Regardless, it's fine. No major concerns there. So checking in on our fleets. Yeah, they've got some work to be done. We can sell off our minerals. We're now full on energy credits. So what do we want to do with our energy credits? We could buy alloys and invest those into our fleets. And that sounds like a good plan, actually. We'll get that going. Uton has now been upscaled, and we're going to grab our 2 trade hubs and eventually an off-world trading company here once the month tick happens and we have enough. But this might not grab too much just yet. It's not going to have that much of a collection range. That's understood. That'll need to get upgraded. So we're done in Gossamer, and we'll head to Hasela. We are currently, of course, lacking the alloys for a starbase. No shockers there. Once we get there, we should have enough. Yeah, we're just needing 1 additional month tick at this point. So that's fine. We'll arrive here shortly. There's the month tick, and we'll build our starbase in Hasela. Looks good. We do have a relic activation available. We're not going to activate that right now. 66 months away from our next upgrade here. Okay, noted. So we're at 103 currently, power projection of 1.09. It's not great, but it's being worked on. Our power projection is getting slightly better. This is flickering horribly. Okay. I'd prefer it if you didn't do that, but I guess we will go in here. So we've got a few cruisers, corvettes being worked on. There's this colony ship that I would actually like to move to the top. So we'll shift-click to move that up to the top. I want the colony ship to be prioritized.
Research actualized.
Okay, Hasela is now done. We'll build our mining, research, and observation posts, and then we'll head into Mascal. Our alloy megaforges are now done. We have access to flak cannons. Flak is, in my opinion, incredibly important on corvettes. So we'll grab flak cannons. In fact, this is a level 2 flak cannon. We should consider swapping our corvettes over then. And okay, the ancient drones are awakening. The drones woke from their slumber and descended to the surface of Dongar Prime. Attempts to communicate were met with polite dismissal as they set about terraforming a small area of the planet. We do not know the nature of whatever ancient directive they're executing, but it does not seem detrimental to the colony. So they're removing a random tile blocker. Okay, cool. So I'd like to swap this over to being a picket ship. And, of course, the reason we want to do that is because shooting down missiles and shooting down enemy fighters tends to be very, very useful. Do we want Sentinel Point Defense or Flak Battery? Let's see here. So, Flak Batteries are better against shields, and Sentinel Point Defense are better against armor. So I think what we do is we take the Flak Battery, and then we run possibly nuclear missiles for the shield penetration. So this is good against shields. This penetrates shields. And then we would need something that would remove shields. Or bypass them. I mean, this would be very good against shield-based, not necessarily so good against armor-based, right? So we should probably actually run lasers like this. Flak batteries would do damage to the shields. Nuclear missiles would bypass the shields. And then the red lasers would deal damage to the armor and hull. In theory. Taking down the shields will, to some degree, not be the job of these picket ships. So we would then run nanocomposite deflectors for each of these, and then we would run afterburners. And we can't save this because we do have some of these corvettes queued up right now. I'm going to cancel any corvettes that are currently queued here. I don't like that this is going back to the top with every cancellation. I'm going to also cancel this corvette just so that we can continue to spam click on those corvettes there. The cruiser will get re-queued in a moment, and we can then save this. Yes, overwrite it. And we're going to want to start working on upgrading these fairly soon. So we'll get those upgrades underway. That is going to be our goal after we're done producing these cruisers and destroyers. So that'll take a little bit to get that all complete, but that's fine. We'll get that switched
Research
over.
actualized.
The Howling Vortex station out over this way is actually not properly built. We should probably build that. There we go. Cool. We did just finish up advanced research complexes. Hyperdrive 3s would be great to have, so we'll grab those. So the question is, how long is the board going to remain interested in defense? They're investing a lot right now, but their interest in defense will definitely diminish over time as we invest more into it and as we don't get attacked. So the board is going to start overriding the decision to invest in defense fairly soon, I would think. They already sort of are, with things like prioritizing the colony ship, I suppose. I mean, that is objectively an economic decision, not a defense decision. So that makes some degree of sense. Okay, so the colony ship will be done in about 100 days, and we're going to get some naval cap in 7 months here. Once we have that, they might start thinking about cutting our defense spending a little bit. We've spent a lot on defense, and they're going to be like, oh, we've spent enough. The answer is we haven't. But the board is dumb, and they don't know what they're talking about. That's how this works. We definitely want to build our starbase in Maskell and get this colony going here as soon as we can. We can also potentially get one going in Ilix, but for now, that's not the biggest of deals. Why did this just disappear? Was there not a second Gaia world here in Ilix? That's a Barren World, and Frozen World. I feel like there was a second world here that literally just vanished before my eyes. Okay, well, the old drones fitfully dormant on Dongar Prime's moon have become active again, and their work is a mixed blessing. Under the cover of night and spotty airspace surveillance, they have erected the framework of some gigantic structure a short distance away from our primary settlement on Dongar Prime. Our engineers are convinced it's the realization of some outmoded concept known as a space elevator, perhaps a common sight in the times before we Maloquid first took to the stars. It will eventually have to be raised as it stands in the way of our expansion plans for the colony, and bringing it down safely will take some time. At least our engineers are giddy with the excitement at the prospect of studying the thing up close. Well, good for them. Okay, I'm going to make a save here real quick. And I'm going to load a save because I'm pretty sure that there was a Gaia world there that just vanished before my eyes. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but let's see. Nope, I'm wrong about that. Okay. Fair enough. Well, it is time to put a cut in here anyway, and this will be the save that we'll come back to. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, James, Shadowwolf, Emlohan80, Rogue Corvid, Kentogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Anna the Elephant, Soccerman12 UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.